Yeah, I think that connection between people is far more important than people think it is. I think that people see connection as somewhat superficial, like a way to get somewhere. But I think that the way I see it from my experience is that the quality of your life is determined by the connectivity you have with other people. Now it's a lot about yourself as well, but I'm not saying that it depends. I'm not saying the quality of your life depends on other people. What I'm saying is that the right kinds of connections help you to find answers to problems that you have. I mean, one of the reasons that I'm making the move that I'm making is that I want to put myself in a different environment with different people, and I want to see how that affects myself and my actions. And there's a big positive and a big negative there at the same time, right? And I think that, you know, I'm much more aware now that the negative and the positive, that's not the right way to describe it, because we tend to divide things into negative elements and positive elements of everything, but in a sense, both elements are actually positive, because the positive gives you information and the negative gives you information. And so we have to get over or around this basic idea that negative is bad. See, it's not negative is bad, it's just that negative is a different kind of information.
Yes.
And
it's only our judgment what is negative and positive. And negative and positive are absolutely related.
yeah, so it's just two different types of information that we take and we process. And my experience has been that each movement to a different place has put myself in a different position in life, and that position has brought new challenges, and those new challenges, some of them are necessary. And it's not, and where everyone else is running around and kind of panicking about things, I'm not, because I think that, like I said, I don't see the negative as, I don't see the negative as bad. It's just like, okay, I need to process this information to see how I can use this information in my life. There's escapism and there's challenge, right? Now, no doubt, I think you have to come to terms with some basic facts. The basic facts are that wherever you go, who you are doesn't really change. But wherever you go, the outer world's perception of who you are may change. Because you can't really control how other people will perceive you. So the aim of travel to new and different places is in essence the understanding that you are still going to be exactly who you are. The change is not going to make you a different person, but it changes your relationship to opportunities and the outside world. Now, let's take one really, really simple example. Countries have different habits. Take basic example is food. So let's say you live in the south of France, maybe you eat more fish and drink more red wine, right? Let's say you live in you live in China, maybe you eat more rice. I don't know. And so these outer things change, and for me, I am very comfortable with who I am at this moment, but I still need certain kinds of challenges. One of which is the nature of relationships with people and community. I need to find a community in which I can contribute something worthwhile to that community. And I think that I can contribute more in other places than I can here right now. And that might or might not be correct, and it doesn't change who I am, but it does change the fact that this perception that people have of who you are opens and closes doors around about you. It both limits you and challenges you to do whatever it is that you need to do. And there's no way that I can do the things I want to do right here. There's absolutely no way. And you have to have vision. If you don't have vision of the future, if you don't have a vision, you can't really get anywhere. And so when I'm here and I'm trying to focus on where it is I want to go and what it is I want to do, it's very cloudy, it's very dark, it's very foggy, it's very unclear. And so one of the things that I've noticed, which I don't really like very much, is the fact that I have lived in 18 to 19 different places in my life. You guys take care, yeah?
Bye.
Have fun. Don't forget to... You're not going to get your head shaved, are you? If you come back with your head shaved, I'm going to be disappointed.
What are you going to do?
I said, I told you I'm going to be disappointed. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to feel disappointed. I like... Your hair's very nice the way that it is.
Let's get my head shaved.
Bye.
Yeah. She's being really aggressive today again. To understand things, we must have certain experiences. We are sort of experiential creatures. And so I don't have a problem putting myself in complicated situations, because I think that the experience is worthwhile doing it. And I think that we sort of all need different things to grow. And there's a certain level of growth and understanding that I've had here. As if Slovakia for me is another level, right? And then it's time to try to take that, and to find whatever else is there. And I know that it's like, I know it's all within the person themselves. But at the same time, to discover new things, you have to put yourself in some kind of new position, which it doesn't always mean. I mean, yeah, one of the most intelligent people I ever met was my friend that I went to school with from the north of Scotland, and he never traveled anywhere, never did anything, amazing, right? But so it's obvious that you don't need to travel around the world and see everything in order to have a good understanding of how everything works. It's obvious that you don't need that. You need something else. But
You have been traveling almost all the world, I think. Oh, no?
well, see, I've traveled a lot, but I haven't traveled everywhere. But the crazy thing about life is that the next house is different. The next street is different. And that's one thing that I think that every person brings to the table. Because every person is different and unique. And there are times when I feel that I'd like to put myself in a different environment. I'd like to try to discover what energy exists in other places. I'd like to experience. Now you can have experiences here. You don't need to travel far to have a new experience, right? I mean, that obviously that you can sit on your couch and change the television channel, right? You don't have to travel far to have a new experience, but what you do when you have a new experience is that you formulate that picture about who you are. You see if this challenges who you are or it doesn't challenge who you are. And we can say you can say that you are the same person wherever you go. You are the same person whoever you communicate with. But this doesn't change the fact that who you communicate with is still important. Where you are is still important. It doesn't change those facts. This idea that everything is within people is essentially true, but it's not the full picture. It's not the full story, because there has to be something more that you can get from meeting new people in other ways. Otherwise we wouldn't be adventurers and explorers the way that human beings are. We're always trying to have new experiences and explore that. And yeah, you could sit in your room and not communicate with anybody. Doesn't seem to be very practical. Okay, let's play a thought game. Okay, the thought game, the mind experiment is always imagine the opposite, right? Let's imagine that you're not always the same person. Let's imagine that wherever you are, you change. Just as a thought experiment, right? Let's say wherever you are in the world, wherever you go, we've got this idea that, okay, you always take yourself with you wherever you go, so you can't really change that internal part of you. Okay, so that's the theory with a lot of evidence, but let's imagine the opposite. So we imagine the opposite. The opposite is you're not always the same person. The opposite is that you change and you transform as a result of wherever it is that you are and the experiences that you're having at that time.
The problem with this point of view for me is that my experiences told me that I was still the same.
Yeah, but maybe what's not important is you. Maybe you're not important. And I'm not saying that you're not important. And what I'm saying is that maybe, we don't know, maybe there's somebody somewhere else that needs your help and you don't know about it, right? It's just kind of a weird thing. It's just a mind game, right? It's just a mind experiment, but it's okay. So we think about, okay, I'm not going to change no matter where I go. I am whoever, whatever I am, wherever I am, so I might as well stay here and face the challenges I have here. But what if you could contribute something more in some other place? You wouldn't know that if you didn't go there and experiment that, because you'd always be in the same place doing the best job that you could there. So what, and this is kind of my argument. My argument is that I know what I can do here. And people are like, oh, you could contribute to the community here. You could do this. You could build your school. You could do that. I'm like, yes, but what if I could do more somewhere else? What if what I'm doing here is, fine, but what if I could do something even better in another place? I would never know if I didn't actually go and explore that option. And that's what's eating the back of my brain. That's that's what's eating me inside my head, is what if I can do more than what I'm doing right now? And I'm not going to know if I don't go and see. I'm not going to know. It's like what, and it's like, well, you could just stay here and work on helping your community and helping your neighbors. And like, yeah, I could. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic. But what if I could do more somewhere else? Right? What if there's something I can't see? What if there's a block somewhere in my mind? What if there's something I can't get over? What if there's something I don't know about? What if there are things that I need to learn that I don't yet know, and I can learn them somewhere else? Question. All these endless questions, and I'm not even saying that questions are.
I fully understand you.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying the questions are good. I'm just saying the questions are there, and we can focus on and I try very much to focus on the positive element of that, which is that maybe there's a better answer. Maybe I've got this answer to this question and this works for me, but what if somebody somewhere else has got an even better answer to that question? I'm not going to know unless I go out there and do that and try to put myself in a new place with different people and observe how my interactions work with them, and see if there are people who I can interact with and work with better than the people who I can interact with and work with around me at this moment in time. And so this is this is the challenge and the contradiction and the confusion of the balance, which would be, you've got something, be happy with what you've got, settle for what you've got, don't want for any more, compared with, what if I could do more?